Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Really?
We turned in bills at the service?
Well, that's what's not big. Oh, okay, well, we have six one, but
That is different.
that's what anyway, that was my experience. Okay, good morning. It is Tuesday, January 28th. And this is Senate Natural Resources and Energy. And we are going to start off this morning with a committee discussion about things that you might want to see happen over the course of this session. So are there bills that you have in mind? Are there topics you'd want to discuss? What's on your radar? Yeah.
One thing I would like, I don't know if I want to discuss it or I want to learn more about it, but I don't think we've taken any testimony or yet is the solid waste in Vermont, especially the single landfill in proximity to wetlands, like the Magog. I don't know what the solution or the answer is. I know it's an issue that is out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Any other things on folks' radar? We don't have to go in any particular order.
I have two things. What I think I said this the first time, but I think my major want is to really just focus on the implementation of what we've done the last few years, because we put a lot on towns and regions in the agency, and I think trying to get in some people who were involved and just see how it's going is a really good use of our time and make sure it's unfolding the way we envisioned it. And so there's that. I also, by the way, I agree with Senator Beck that we've got a looming issue that is going to, it might not become acute for another 10 years or something, but it's going to become acute. And the sooner we're on it and thinking about it, the better.
In terms of solid waste.
Yeah, solid waste.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. So, and I have two smallish things that I have in mind. One is dealing with big quotes, which are transport pollution from, in basis from one lake to another. And they're incredibly disruptive of everything having to do with lakes. So I'm working on a bill that I'll get in here quickly for us. And the other thing is the current statute for dealing with putting chemicals in lakes to combat invasives has a starting point of yes. And that's the wrong starting point. In my view, the starting point should be no. And so I'm very concerned about that. And I am looking at a piece of legislation.
So aquatic pesticides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how and the history of it, how many times they, the ones we've had of them were toxic in the end, and as we relate those to our low one, it is worrisome. And overall, I'm actually really concerned about that for lakes. In part because some of them are really good and we don't want to lose them. And some of them are not as good as they should be. But we've got as we all know, of gorgeous lakes around Vermont that we need to be paying attention to the way that I think we have them. So
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
So near term, I'd like to talk a little bit about Act 18 and the report, and how that process is supposed to work.
Yeah.
Because I think we have to, I think the entire legislature, both chambers have to hear the report, and then we have to vote on it. So I want to know more about the process, where we are with it.
Okay.
And then the 3 acre impervious surface rule, we kind of touched on that a little bit. Not sure where we're going to go with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
I don't really have any agenda.
Okay.
I'm just here to learn as much as I can. I think there are some things that I'm interested in learning more about. The 3 acre rule, we started talking about it, but I don't quite still fully understand it. Some of the land use stuff that we've done, I agree with Senator Bogart that a lot of what we should be doing is sort of see how things are being implemented and if we're happy with it or want to tweak it or not, just making sure things are moving forward. So, yeah, I just probably ask a lot of questions to try to understand what's going on.
Very,
Yeah,
that's nice.
I do want to say one thing, because you probably all noticed the artwork on the
Oh,
wall. Yeah, so the artist is a woman named Suzanne Douglas, she passed away a year ago, but she was one of Vermont's most sort of experienced and talented fiber artists, and she did dozens and dozens of these that were donated to the Sheldon Museum in Middlebury and then auctioned off. And I was lucky enough to get this one, and I wanted to hang it here in the State House. And it's perfect for this committee room, actually, the themes. And we'll get an artist statement up there, but I just wanted to note that.
Is it a wall?
Yeah, it's a wool hooked rug, and she was featured in a story or a couple stories on Vermont Public, because she was so well known and she was really good at a certain, I'm not a rug maker, certain technique. So yeah, her work is really.
Was most of her production, when did she?
The 80s, 90s and 2000s, so for over a long period of time, and she just did it more as a hobby, not a job, but left just dozens of these really beautiful rugs though. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for letting me hang it here.
Oh, of course, yeah, no, that's great, it's beautiful, and I think it's, like, as you said, it's like right on, in the theme.
Yeah,
So good. Did you have something to do with this new piece as well?
So this apparently David, she's put in here, as a potential landscape. But we can talk about it. I've also been in touch with a couple artists and they're thinking about what pieces of theirs might fit here.
Okay.
So we might have other options, but this is a trial piece that
Placeholder.
that if we like it can stay, if not, we can get something else.
Well, I do enjoy it, it's lovely, but totally open.
Better than the beach.
The beach was so.
Yeah.
It's like Hudson River Valley.
It does look like, yeah, exactly, yeah.
In
So.
Johnsbury, at the Athenaeum, we have a world famous Hudson River Valley collection.
Oh,
That's
very cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough, well, anything else to add?
No, I
Okay,
think
that's
that's here
great.
to learn.
That's fabulous. Okay, so thank you. I have a few things on my radar and I love all of the suggestions that you all have put down here. I think we can, I have yet to actually day by day sort of map out where we're going and who knows what will come our way that we don't even know about. But I would like to get to all of the things that that you all just put on the radar. And there are a few things that I want to add to that list. Anticipating later this week taking up what sometimes called the SALT bill. It was introduced last year, and I'm not sure about the history of it prior, but that's about chloride reduction on roads, and it feels like it may be in the realm of multiple wins, but we'll see. So that's coming up. Last year we did pass a household hazardous waste bill, which my understanding is it needs some tweaks to it, so we'll hear from folks about that, about making that household hazardous waste Senate producer responsibility bill perhaps work better. There's just so you know, I'm also very interested in the solid waste system as well, so I've got a number of potential bills to look at anyway. Things from looking at a packaging extended producer responsibility to doing a study on a car seat EPR. Apparently there are no car seat EPRs in the country, but I would like to at least look at potentially starting one, but happy to have that conversation. Maybe it's a good fit, maybe it's not, but we can have that conversation.
What's an EPR?
Oh, sorry, Extended Producer Responsibility
Okay.
Organization.
Okay.
So it's, yeah, a way to get manufacturers to pay for the disposal of a product at the end of its life. So happy to talk more about that and do some 10,000 foot on that as well. And I think there may be some more bills that come to us that are related to water. I mean, we have one on our wall now about the 3-acre rule, stormwater management. I do think we'll probably take that up and, well, maybe, I don't know if we'll take up that one specifically, but we'll take that truly up as a topic. I think there's some good solutions that are in that bill. So so there's gonna be some more related to water, maybe about flooding, and solid waste issues, as I mentioned. And then, in terms of climate or energy, I think we may be seeing what we can, hopefully come together on in terms of thinking about where and how we site solar, or we ended group net metering last year. Is there a successor program to that might work for the state in terms of helping people without access to photovoltaics at the moment have better access, and then also thinking about how we can just generally speaking right now, how we can use some of the money that we have to I guess I would say better, in terms of reducing carbon emissions. So those are sort of the three big buckets that I'm seeing, right? Like there's water related issues, there's solid waste issues, and there's energy related issues. So yeah.
Can I add one?
Oh, yeah.
This is actually the EPR kind of stimulates
Sure, yeah.
brain cells.
Yeah.
We probably start looking on the horizon about solar panels,
Mhm.
disposal,
Mhm.
related to solid waste, also electric vehicle batteries, those are all, what are we gonna do with them?
Yeah.
And I got exposed to that on the regional planning commission
Mm-hmm.
when we were at 248, 250, so
Yeah.
people would come in, want to put a 0.5 megawatt solar field in,
Mm-hmm.
and I would always ask, what's your deactivation?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you gonna sell this after you develop it? Who's gonna take care of panels when they're obsolete?
Mhm.
And, research and development gets, panels that are better, and we're gonna replace them, so. Is that, something that's taken care of nationally, or are we gonna have to have our own plan?
Well, so that's a good question, and there's more to be said, or that at least I can talk about in terms of the EV battery side of things, particularly because we did pass a rechargeable battery extended producer responsibility bill last session. But big batteries like that, those are, I think there was a study to look at what we should be doing with those, so more to talk about there, and happy to bring that up as a topic for discussion, or see how we want to deal with that too, so.
Find a way to make them valuable.
Yeah, right?
Don't get where you want to go.
Yeah, that's fair, right? What is, but I find value in it, that's so true, I feel like that's true for like all of the solid waste issues, like how do we find value in this, at the end of its life, so. Okay, well, super, so we have, well, that was it for now, I realize that we are way ahead of schedule at this point. But I think we'll, take a break. But actually, before we do, Judy, I assume we're not anticipating TJ being any earlier.
It usually comes over, but he's.
Okay,
there, so
so,
if
we'll,
he does, we could.
yeah, let's at least check back in
He's
10:30.
scheduled.
He's scheduled for 10:45,
10:45.
but let's check in by 10:30, is that okay?
He usually does come around.
Yeah, wait, who is scheduled?
Oh, TJ Ford from the Public Service Department. So,
I got asked to come over.
yeah, we're running ahead, so, okay, so we'll break until 10:30. Thank you.
Nice.
Yes, right, there's no shortage of things to do.
Did you guys, are we all live? I'm trying to.